The Mello TV Evening News at 8 is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Coronavirus is in Jamaica, and I know you feel scared and worried. But you can't let COVID-19 divide us. Coronavirus infects all kinds of people. It doesn't discriminate. So why should you? When someone coughs or sneezes or shows signs of the virus, tell them to call 888-1-LOVE immediately. And remember, stay 3 feet away, but don't attack or disrespect them, because we're all in this thing together. Come on, Jamaica, cut the hate and don't discriminate. Let us stand together and fight COVID-19 as one family, one nation.
Tonight on Mello TV Sports, rain washes out day 4 of the test between the West Indies and England. Kylian Mbappe out for 3 weeks with an ankle injury. And MLB games for today, Monday, postponed due to positive COVID-19 tests. We bowl off Mello TV Sports with cricket as the Jamaica Talawas will take on the St. Lucia Zouks in their opening game of the Caribbean Premier League CPL on August 19. The fixtures for the 2020 season have been announced for the T20 tournament, which will run from August 18 to September 10. The 33-match season will be played in Trinidad and Tobago, with all matches taking place across 2 stadiums. The Brian Lara Cricket Academy will host 23 games, including the semi-finals and the final, and the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain will have 10 matches. The first match will see last year's runners-up Guyana Amazon Warriors take on Trinbago Knight Riders, while the second game will be last year's champions, the Barbados Tridents, taking on the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. The Talawas will open play on the second day against the Zouks at 10 a.m. The tournament will take place behind closed doors in a biosecure environment with a series of stringent protocols in place to protect those involved and the wider population from COVID-19. The Talawas had a 2019 season to forget, with the 2-time champions losing 8 of 10 matches to finish at the foot of the standings with 4 points. Continuing on cricket, heavy rain prevented any play on today's day 4 of the 3rd test between the West Indies and England at Emirates Old Trafford. The West Indies will now have to bat out tomorrow or make 399 to draw or win the game and save the series. England, on the other hand, will need to take 8 wickets for the test and series. The Caribbean side is set to resume on at 10 for 2, chasing an unlikely 399 to win a series in England for the first time since 1988. The series is currently locked at 1-1, with England looking to protect a 6-year unbeaten home record. England bowler Stuart Broad is 1 wicket away from becoming only the 2nd Englishman to reach 500 test wickets. Scores entering the final day: England 369 and 226 for 2 declared, West Indies 197 and 10 for 2. Switching over to netball news now, Ramelda Aiken will be the first Jamaican in action when the Suncorp Super Netball League resumes in Brisbane on Saturday. At the end of March, the 2020 season was postponed due to the impact of COVID-19. During the postponement period, players had to train alone before returning to team training, take a pay cut, and process a new super shot rule. Now, the super shot rule is the opportunity to score 2 goals by shooting from a 1.9 meters designated zone within the circle in the last 5 minutes of a quarter. As a new rule, it has enjoyed a mixed reaction since its announcement 6 weeks before the start of the new term. Aiken, who will be returning for a 12th season, and the Queensland Firebirds will take on the Sunshine Coast Lightning in the season opener. 2018 Player of the Year Janelle Fowler and her West Coast Fever team will then face the Giants. Shamira Sterling and the Adelaide Thunderbirds will take on title holders, the NSW Swifts, on Sunday. The final match of the round will see Cadian Dehaney and the Melbourne Vixens face off with Shimona Nelson and the Collingwood Magpies. On to basketball news now. James Harden scored 31 points to lead the Houston Rockets to a 119-104 win over the Memphis Grizzlies in an NBA restart scrimmage in Orlando, Florida yesterday. Now, Harden led the Rockets with 31 points on an efficient 7 of 15 shooting in 36 minutes of action. Russell Westbrook tallied 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting 3 of 14 from the field. Other results on the day saw Toronto beat Portland 110-104, Oklahoma beat Philadelphia 102-97, Indiana outpaced Dallas 118-111, while Boston dimmed the Suns 117-103. We kick it over to football news now. Kylian Mbappe has been ruled out for 3 weeks and will miss Paris Saint-Germain's Champions League quarter-final with Atalanta. The French forward sprained his ankle during PSG's Coupe de France final win over Saint-Etienne. Mbappe has been ruled out of the match with Italian club Atalanta on August 12 in Lisbon and is in a race against time to be fit for the semi-final and final if PSG progress. The semi-finals take place 6 days later on August 18, and a potential final is on August 23. On Saturday, the 21-year-old left the stadium on crutches following a dangerous tackle by Saint-Etienne captain Louis Perret in the 26th minute, with the challenge sparking a massive brawl before the defender was sent off. PSG went on to win 1-0 thanks to Neymar's 14th minute goal as football returned in the country after a 4-month hiatus due to the coronavirus outbreak. We swing it over to baseball news now, as 2 Major League Baseball fixtures scheduled for today were postponed after the Miami Marlins suffered a coronavirus outbreak. The Marlins were set to host the Baltimore Orioles, but 14 players and staff members have reportedly tested positive for COVID-19. The Philadelphia Phillies, who hosted the Marlins on Saturday, called off the game against the New York Yankees. MLB is just 4 days into the new season, and this is a huge blow for the league, which had hoped to be the leading light in bringing back professional sport in North America. To have so many of the Marlins organizations test positive for the coronavirus will add more weight to those who felt that playing a 60-game season without doing so in a bubble was just too dangerous. Now to end tonight's sports package, we present you with the play of the night. DeJounte Murray crossing up Trey Young and finishing with a layup.
DeRozan back out, and here is DeJounte. Oh, boy. And it goes in. Man down, man down. Oh boy, somebody's gonna need some extra time.
And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Shelley and Hill.
Thank you, Christopher. And now to end tonight's newscast, here are the main points. Police launched manhunt for prisoner who escaped from KPH yesterday. St. James Police Division seized 4 firearms, an M16 rifle, 3 pistols, and 117 rounds of ammunition during operations conducted in the parish earlier today. Prime Minister Andrew Holness implores Jamaicans to remain vigilant in observing the COVID-19 safety measures. And reggae icon Buju Banton wins the 2020 Jamaica Festival Song Competition with his entry, I Am a Jamaican. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Hill. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.
Mello TV Evening News at 8 was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you think you've been exposed to COVID-19, stay home. Self-isolate immediately and call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.